Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the special council meeting of the Shire of Dardanup on this evening, the 22nd of October 2025. In accordance with the Local Government Act 1995, Schedule 2.33, as the Chief Executive Officer of the Shire of Dardanup, it is my privilege to be presiding at this meeting until the office of the Shire President is filled. Now declare the meeting open and welcome all those in attendance. And I will also start with an acknowledgement of country. The Shire of Dardanup wishes to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Noongar people. In doing this, we recognise and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this region, and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. The Shire of Dardanup also respects and celebrates all cultures of all our residents and visitors to our Shire. The emergency procedure is set out in the agenda. In case of an emergency, please follow myself as we evacuate the building out to the front car park of the Boomers Eden Sport Pavilion across the road to our right. The affirmation of civic duty and responsibility is also set out on page 1 and was also part of the swearing-in ceremony earlier today. It reads, councillors and officers of the Shire of Dardanup collectively declare that we will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of our respective office and positions for all the people in the district according to the best of our judgment and ability. We will observe the Shire's Code of Conduct and standing orders to ensure efficient, effective and orderly decision-making within this forum. It's also my obligation to inform you that in accordance with Section 523A of the Local Government Act 1995 and Part 2 of the Local Government Administration Regulations 1996, video or audio recordings of council meetings apply to all ordinary and special council meetings of the Shire of Dardanup. All recordings will be retained as part of the Shire's records and will be made available to the public via the Shire's website, excluding recordings of matters that council take behind closed doors. We'll move on to the record of attendance. Apologies, leave of absence previously approved. In attendance, we have all 9 councillors and all the executive staff, including other staff and a number of members of the public in the gallery. We've received no apologies. There are no leave of absence. And this being the first meeting of the new council, there have been no previous meetings. Response to public question time taken on notice. There are none. We'll move on to number 4, public question time. Are there any questions of the public? There being no questions of the public, we'll move on to item 5. As is my privilege as the presiding member, I would like to move item 5 to after we've assigned the seats, so that matter can be dealt with once the Shire President and Deputy Shire President's been elected into that role. We'll move on to item 6, the election of the Shire President. The report's presented there to you. I'll draw your attention to the section set out under page 4, Local Government Act 1995, Schedule 2.3, in particular clause section 4, how Mayor or President is elected. The Council is to elect a councillor to fill the office. The election is to be conducted by the CEO in accordance with the procedure prescribed. Nominations for the office are to be given to the CEO in writing before the meeting or during the meeting before the close of nominations. Nominations close at the meeting at a time announced by the CEO, which is to be a sufficient time after the announcement by the CEO that nominations are about to close to allow for any nominations made to be dealt with. I am in receipt of one nomination that I received prior to the meeting from Councillor Luke Davies, nominating Councillor Tyrrell Gardner to the position of Shire President of the Shire of Dardanup for the period 19th October 2025 to October 2027, and it's signed by both Councillor Davies and Councillor Gardner. I will leave the nominations open for a minute to allow for an opportunity until for further nominations. And if there's no further nominations at 6:06, that has now turned to 6:06 on my watch. That being the case, in accordance with, and there only being one nomination for the office of Shire President, in accordance with Section 455 of the Local Government Act, the office will be filled by Councillor Tyrrell Gardner. Congratulations on being elected unopposed. Councillor Gardner, I will require you to do the declaration of the Shire President. We could do it up here. Councillor Ferrand, can I ask you to just maybe swap seats with Councillor Gardner for the moment, please? We'll just do this one here.
Got the voice?
Hang on, I'll just I think I have some of them somewhere. I will get you. Apologies, I had it with me all the time.
Hey. I can make my voice carry. I, Tyrrell Gardner of 727 Ferguson Road, Dardanup, having been elected to the office of Shire President of the Shire of Dardanup, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully and honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability. I will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire of Dardanup under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Congratulations, Mr. President. It is therefore my privilege to declare, following due process as per section 512 and schedule 2.3 of the Local Government Act, the following person is declared Councillor Tyrrell Gardner as Shire President of the Shire of Dardanup.
Thanks, Andre. Thanks, everyone. Just a quick, short thank you from myself. Firstly, I'd like to thank all the candidates in the recent election. I've told this story a few times over my journey as a councillor, but before my father died, I'd had a bit of an argument with the Shire of Dardanup, and I went to see him in palliative care, and his comment to me was, "You can either get in there and get dirty, boy, or don't chuck bricks. So the fact that people have actually stood up, put their hand up to go on council is the first step. The three new or the three re-elected ones, myself included, yeah, so two and myself. Congratulations, the three new councillors. It is very exciting. And it's even more exciting because I think the value of our council has gone up. We've now got a crystal and a ruby. So we've got some absolute gems. And there's probably a critical mineral called ferrantium or bradbium, but look, it's there. I do have a sense of humour to you councillors, so I hope I don't kill you with it too much. So, yeah, congratulations to yourselves for becoming part of the team. We did hear from the Honorary Freeman earlier on, and he did give us a bit of a rundown. I'd just like to say thank you, Mick, again for your time as Shire President. I've been Shire President for 2 years. I'm really enjoying the role. I'm finding it quite easy because of the way the place was left when you left and the stuff that we do. I think this Shire does punch above its weight, and it's got a very bright future. So to be able to be the captain of that team is to me a privilege and a humbling one at that. So I do listen. Sometimes not look as I do, but I'm more than happy to listen and take anything you have on board. So with that, just in closing, it is another first today. This is the first swearing in the new building. We do keep ticking things off with this building, but this is the first start of a cycle of a new council in this building. And once again, thank you for the privilege of leading it. I'm still the only Shire President to have served in this new building. So with that, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, please, Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mr. President. And it was amiss of me not to acknowledge the Honorary Freeman, Mick Bennett, in the room today, as is custom, to acknowledge your attendance as part of the attendance. So apologies for that, Mick, but welcome tonight and thank you for attending. Mr. President, we'll move on to 6.2 as you've indicated. And for this, again, the election of Deputy Shire President is to be elected by Council. The election is to be conducted in accordance with the procedure prescribed by the Mayor or President, or if he or she is not present, by the CEO, assuming you would like me to conduct it instead. Nominations for the office are to be given to a person conducting the election, which is myself, and in writing before the meeting or during the meeting, before the close of nominations. Nominations will close at in a time that announced by the person conducting the election, which is to be sufficient time after the announcement by the person that nominations are about to close to allow for any nominations made to be dealt with. It now being 6:13, I'll allow the nominations to be open until 6:14. I am in receipt of a nomination from Councillor Mark Hutchinson for Councillor Stacey Gillespie to the position of Shire President, and it is signed by both Councillor Hutchinson and Councillor Gillespie. Pardon? Deputy Shire President, sorry. Deputy Shire President. I'll leave the nominations open for another minute or so until it turns 6:14. Are there any further nominations? It has just turned 6:14 on my clock, and the nominations have now closed. As the nominations have closed and there is only one nominee for the office of Deputy Shire President, it is my honour and privilege to congratulate Councillor Stacey Gillespie, elected unopposed into the role of Deputy Shire President. Congratulations, Councillor Gillespie. Councillor Gillespie will also require you to undertake a declaration for the role.
Do I stand up?
If you want.
I, Stacey Gillespie of 55 Pratt Road in Eaton, 6232, having been elected to the office of Deputy Shire President of the Shire of Dardanup, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire of Dardanup under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Councillor Farron, can I ask you to just take Councillor Gillespie's seat, please? It was the luck of the alphabetical draw.
Yeah.
That's it. Mr. President, I just need to, as the returning officer on that, the person conducting the election, do the declaration on page 10. Give Councillor Gillespie and Councillor Farron an opportunity to just take their seats before I do.
You might have to move again, Nick, don't worry.
There is an opportunity. Sure. To all those present, it's my privilege to declare, following due process as per section 512 and schedule 2.3 of the Local Government Act 1995, the following person is declared: Councillor Stacey Gillespie as the Deputy Shire President of the Shire of Dardanup. Congratulations, Councillor Gillespie.
Thank you. Am I able just to say thank you? Yep. So I've been on council for 6 years and there's big shoes to fill here. Ellen, for those that know Ellen, did a fabulous job and was very, very capable. So I'm a bit nervous having to step in after her, but I do take this role quite seriously, and I feel not only am I here to support Tyrrell, but also councillors as well, especially the newbies. And yeah, I'm honoured to accept this position and looking forward to it. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Stacey, and congratulations. Looking forward to it. Okay, item 6.3, the allocation of seats. Andre, I'll hand over to you to run the ballot for that, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As is the custom, we are allocating seats in accordance with a ballot that is drawn. So the Shire President seat is reserved at seat number 1, Deputy Shire President seat at seat number 2. And Councillor Hutchinson had prior to the meeting indicated that he would prefer sitting in seat 6 due to a hearing impairment, and therefore that seat suits him. As is our custom, we do make arrangements for those types of needs. Are there any other councillors that require specific seating arrangements to be put in place while we have that opportunity? No. If there are no further requirements, the ballot will be drawn for seat 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. So there's 6 ballots to be drawn for the councillors not being Shire President, Deputy Shire President or Councillor Hutchinson. The first name that I draw will take seat 3, the second name will take seat 4, third name seat 5, fourth will take seat 7, fifth seat 8, and the sixth one will take seat 9. So I'll go in there and I'll do it from All of it up. Just before we start, box is empty. Phone box, I'll leave it up here. And the alphabetical order. Ladies. Tony Gerald. Councillor Crystal LaRoche. Peter Rappen. And Councillor Annette Webster. Agitated enough? Following councillor will take seat 3.
Nathan Quinn.
Luke Davies. I suggest that maybe just maybe we could just wait for everything and still look at later. But you want to just add the numbers to the names, please? Thank you. The next seat will be occupied by Councillor Bert Perrant. Which seat are we now? Number?
That's 4, so you're doing 5.
Oh. It's pretty hard. Seat 5. Councillor Tony Genold. Now we're going to the other side, are we?
So 6 is Councillor Hutchinson, so we go 7.
So seat 7 will be Councillor Crystal LaRoche. Seat 8. Councillor Rubik Kavaki. And the last seat by the councillor Annette Webster. Thank you, Mr. President. Now that the seats being allotted, could we please ask the councillors to properly stand?
That's fair on roads.
Don't forget item 5.
Yes.
Yep, you're on it. Okay.
That's all about that side, yeah. Okay, councillors, as we all settle and call you back to order, we'll duck back to item 5 at the start of the agenda. It was leave of absence for the meeting 29th of October. Okay, we can do that too. Okay, councillors, there's an officer recommendation on page 11. The seating arrangements as they've been placed. The new councillors, it's your first vote as a councillor. I'm happy to move the resolution as they come out of the box. Councillor Webster seconding. All those in favour? That's everyone. That's unanimous. Thanks, councillors. And we'll duck back to 5 applications for leave of absence. There's a resolution on page 2. If anyone needs a leave of absence, Councillor Janor. Okay, I'm happy to move that. Councillor Davey seconding. Any discussion required? Okay, we'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Leave of absence. Yep. Thanks, Annette. That's everyone. Thank you. And then we'll go back to page 15. Part 7, the confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting. We will do the ordinary council meeting from September next week, the OCM then. Announcements by presiding member without discussion. I've had a little bit to say. I'll don't need to say any more, so there'll be none. Announcements of matters which meeting may be closed, there are none. Questions by members of which due notice has been given, there are none. Declarations of interest for the balance of the meeting. I don't have any, but I don't see any coming. So we'll keep going. 12 reports of officers and committees. 12.1 executive, there are none. Development services, there are none. Community and economic reports, there are none. Infrastructure reports, there are none. Corporate governance, there are none. There are no committee reports. 13, elected member motions of which previous notice has been given, there are none. New business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of the meeting, there is none. Public question time. The gallery, no. No saying what's he signed up for. Okay, 16 matters behind closed doors, there are none. And just before we close the meeting, councillors, it's like I said, it's an exciting time. Let's do what we do and do it well. With that, I'll close the meeting, and the next one is next Wednesday at 5 p.m. here. We can close.